Shalom, Yeshua Allah. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and infinite glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles at Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to Yehovah Lekdakim out there laboring, that are pushing this word in truth and in sincerity. This is your brother Amar from the GMS Post Seattle camp, coming at you with a lesson with, come up with a title later, but man, this is how reality is going to be. The reality of war is going to strike Americans to the core. And that's why this is also known as the virgin daughter Babylon, because this place has never experienced things like this. You've never been down a street in California and you see a truck start shooting missiles off, man. But soon enough, this is going to be reality here in Babylon as well. And this was Russian BM-21 Grad MLRS shells Ukraine Kharkiv from the highway in Russia's Belgorod region, while Russians in their car wait. And this was the region that the Pentagon, which I just did a lesson on this, just approved to be able to get striked now. Even though it's inside Russia's borders, they're shooting inside their borders over into Ukraine. And now the Pentagon has allowed the United States supplied weapons to shoot back at them by the Ukrainians. So, this is what they're shooting at. And this is a video that popped up, that's going to, through the Spirit is going to be the reality everywhere, man. This is going to start as a war everywhere. But ultimately, these little trucks are going to have one single nuclear missile on them with multiple warheads. It's not going to be these little missiles. And that's what's going to ultimately be raging in the street and taking out Babylon. This is 2nd Esdras 16 and 13. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp. And that's what an arrow is in allegory to what a missile looks like as it's flying through the air. And shall not miss, because this nuclear missile is going to be huge when it explodes and brings that wall of fire. It's going to be killing and consuming something. It's not just like an arrow where you miss somebody's head by a couple inches and nothing happens to him. No, this thing's going to explode and bring a wall of fire and destruction with it. When they begin to be shot into the ends of the world, and the ends of the world, there's no arrow in the world that can bring, that type of distance. That's why this is talking about the future technology known today as ICBM nuclear missiles, hypersonic missiles, all that's going to be used as the destruction and as a everyday occurrence when in the sense of war. Not the nuclear missiles are going to happen once, but the sense of people are going to be seeing the war with their own eyes. Just like these Russians going on their commute on a highway, and soon enough there's a truck that pulls over and starts blasting missiles, man. This is 2nd Esdras 16 and 14. Behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. And that's ultimately talking about this is going to be a one-time destruction of a reset here on earth. Once you reset the computer, you ain't got to keep resetting it every time you want to turn it on. And that's why the kingdom is ultimately permanently going to be established here on earth after this destruction comes. Verse 15, the fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consume the foundation of the earth. And the earth is not going to be completely destroyed, just the parts that the Lord allotted, which is Babylon the Great. There is going to be other places around the world that get hit by nuclear missiles, but only Babylon has been promised to be completely melted to the foundation. This is verse 16, like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer returneth not backward, even so the plagues that shall be sent upon the earth shall not return again. Again, to the point being that this is the ultimate fix of sin here on earth by the Israelites. For this is the ultimate cure for the Israelites to stop sinning, because these rest of these other nations are not promised those new bodies, in the kingdom as the Israelites to be perfect. So they're still going to die. They're still going to go off. And this is how bad it's going to be, because people are not going to be able to understand the magnitude until they see it with their eyes. And this was Ezra seeing it, but these people are going to have the same spirit, and this is not the spirit we should be in, but this is how real it was, because this is a prophet of the Lord being shown these visions by an angel, and this is what he's thinking. 2nd Esdras 16 and 17, woe is me, this just, who will deliver me in those days? And that woe is me is talking about woe is destruction, death, like I'm destroyed. So that's what his mindset was when he was seeing the amount of death and destruction and pure chaos that there was going on in this earth. So this is the 2nd Esdras 16 and 18, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, because war and famine are synonymous. The beginning of wars, the powers shall stand in fear. These are the other nations that are going to see how real it is getting. The beginning of evils, the evils being the hard times. What shall I do when these evils shall come? This is verse 19. Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment for the sins. And these people are going to ultimately understand, like 2nd Esdras, the 9th chapter says, the same must know it after death by pain. This is that pain that's coming. Verse 20, but for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges, because they're still going to bend down and bend the knee and take that charagma. They're going to be so scared and be so hungry from the famine that they're going to run to the charagma and not be mindful that these things are happening because the scriptures say them. So Lord willing that this lesson was edifying, because these things are happening, man. And this is going to be a reality of gun battles on the streets, and you're going to sleep to gunshots, man, hoping you just make it through the night. It's going to be reality soon, man. So Lord willing, this lesson was edifying to the elect. Until next time, Shalom.